Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Bible Chatter. I'm your host, Eli Jr., and welcome to the show. I know it's late Saturday night, and I normally don't do shows on the weekend, but I only did one show all week, so I'm trying to catch up for it. Tonight's episode is titled The Great Physician. The Great Physician. Today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. And we're going to read into the Bible. Last episode I read out of my 1965 Ferguson King James Version. Tonight, it's out of my 1971 Ferguson King James Bible. King James is harder to understand, but it's the best one. A young man was in danger of losing his life to heart disease. The doctor told him that his only hope of survival was to have a heart transplant, which would require him to change some bad habits. Now, the patient refused, saying that he didn't have the money. And with great compassion, the doctor looked at him and said, "We have the donor organ." He's telling him that he has it, "and I will pay the cost. Please don't refuse." The young man grabbed hold of the doctor's arm and said, "Why would you do this when I have brought you so much grief and pain, Dad?" And the physician father answered, "Because I love you more than my own life." Okay? To have a spiritual change of heart, you must accept what Jesus Christ has done and receive this gift offered in love and in sacrifice so that you could live. The great physician, Jesus Christ, stepped out of heaven, stepped out of his comfort zone where he was chilling, and went to the cross for you and me. You must accept what Christ has done and receive the gift offered in love and sacrifice. Now, he stepped out of heaven and into our sin-sick world to perform heart surgery on mankind. This salvation is an act of God, initiated by God and sustained by God. Let's go into the book, into the Holy Bible. Look at how big this is. This thing's huge. It's a 1971. I would like to share a couple of passages. This first one is the first book of Psalms. It's the first chapter. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he does meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatever so he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff with the wind that driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish, guys, shall perish. Now we're going to go to the book of James. I showed you guys the inside of my 65. Now I'm going to the book of James, 1971. I want to read chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, and be content with such things as ye have, for he hath said, I will never leave thee or forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Wow, I read, or wait, that's wrong. That's the wrong part. Count it all joy when you fall into device. That's what I was thinking, because that didn't sound right. I was reading that the other part. Sorry. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith, because I'm sitting here thinking, isn't it about faith and suffering? Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, it shall be given him. That was the book of James, chapter 1, verses 2 through 5. So I love you guys. I hope you liked my little episode titled The Great Physician. And I'll see you next time on Bible Chat.